everyone, and welcome to our Global Industry Spotlight. I feel like that the trumpet horn music in the intro definitely fits the vibe for this rainy day here in Chicago, Illinois. Every Thursday, we talk with different entrepreneurs, organizations, and people in the creative industry who are building cool things and really connecting and helping the industry grow into the future. We've had some great guests, so you can check out our YouTube page, and we are also now on Spotify, which is exciting. So if you're not able to watch it, you can listen to it on Spotify. Just type in Global Industry Spotlight or go to our website at cceglobal.org. A couple things coming up for us next week. Next Tuesday, we'll have our final Club Creative in collaboration with the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events Professional Development Series. It'll be focused on CPG brands, and we'll be kind of talking with some experts in those areas with marketing, distribution, and how to kind of get your brand out there in the world. So that will be live on YouTube. Again, go to our website or email me to get the invite for that. And then, we're coming into the end of the year. We're kind of excited about 2022. Please look out for our new online academy that we will be kind of doing a soft launch kind of in the early spring. And then our career marketplace that is focused in the creative industries will also be coming out as well. So stay tuned. But let's get to it. So it's been great. I've been connecting with some amazing people globally. I'm really excited to bring Claudia in. She works out of Hamburg in a creative incubator space. She designs programs that help startups and music startups grow and find the right things that they need to find. She's an awesome person. We've had a lot of fun conversations. So I'm just going to bring her into the conversation. Hi, Claudia.
Hello. Thank you. Likewise.
It's fun. Yeah, no, it's been fun. Yeah, it's been really great to get to know you via Zoom, and now we're in StreamYard, and just kind of learn about what you're doing in Germany, based out of Hamburg. And if you could just kind of give us a short explanation of who you are and what you do currently.
Maybe I start with myself. I'm Claudia. I live in Hamburg since 2015. I have lived in different cities in Germany beforehand and 10 years in Mexico, in Mexico City before I came to Hamburg. And since 2017, I work for Hamburg Kreativ Gesellschaft. It's an institution, a public financed institution. We are kind of part of the Ministry of Culture and Media in Hamburg, which our purpose is to foster creative industries in Hamburg, and we do this in many different ways. I can specify this later, maybe. And one program we have is the WorX Incubator, where I'm working for, and I'm developing every year since 2017, and where we foster startups from the music industry. This in short.
Yeah. And I was on one of those mentoring sessions yesterday. Can you talk about, so how does a company get into the program? How do you decide who's the right fit? How many companies do you take on like per year? How does that work?
Mm-hmm. We are a quite small incubator compared to if you look at Techstars or something like that, like big accelerator programs. We are really small. We do not have like a huge budget, and but we are, and there's an you say in German, we are small but fein, which is klein aber fein in German, and I would totally support this in our case, because we help, or we accept up to 4 teams per year. We are always, the incubator is always running between end of August and end of November. And teams get a support of 1,500 euros per month for living allowance. They get 5,000 euros per month for services related to the development of the business. which might not sound like a lot, but on the other hand, I think like the big plus of our program is our big workshop and coaching program I'm organizing for the teams every year. And we're trying to organize it in a very individual way. That means normally, especially in music industry or in music incubators, and there are not so many startups like in technical or biological or I don't know, like not creative industries in this sense. So the teams we're accepting are normally on very different levels in terms of development stage. They're mostly all pre-seed, but they might have just started their project, or they're already running for a year or a year and a half. So to develop a program that fits for them all is really a challenge. And so we, throughout the years, I kind of decided that we have to do it every year, like more individual, and just look at the needs every team has and offer a program approach that helps them most to develop their idea further.
Yeah, and I could see that, in my own developing of programs, I like the phrase small but fine, because it's important to look at what the impact is going to be. If you paint programs with a broad brush, some people might get a lot out of it, but like you're saying, if companies are coming in at different levels and you're not designing the curriculum or the program around what they need, then it's not going to really help them out. And when things are smaller, you can have that individual connection, right? And that's what it's all about. I see some larger incubator spaces that there's just too many people, and so people kind of get lost in the shuffle a little bit. So that I could see how that's how you kind of shifted into we have to, which is more work for you.
Yeah. But actually it depends. I thought so the same, because I really started doing it like that this year, and I started doing it a bit last year, but this year I got more into like this completely individual or more or less individual program design. And one thing I kind of introduced this year is that the teams have some kind of a coaching budget. That means I tell them, okay, you have 2,000 euros and you can spend them on the coaching you would like. I help you to find the right coaches you might need for a certain area, and I have a look at your budget, and but you can decide if you want to have a coaching in marketing or a coaching in UX design or whatsoever. And so you give them, I feel that you give them some kind of responsibility as well, and you're not presenting them on a tablet like a program they might not have ordered in some way.
Interesting.
And I feel that works kind of well. I mean, I have to wait for the feedback at the end of the program. But right at the moment, I feel that.
Right. Well, it makes sense though, and that you can be the connector in helping them, find what they need to find.
Exactly.
Just to back up a little bit, how did you get into the creative industries, into this job? What was your kind of journey here?
In the past, I have done a lot of different stuff. And starting with, I studied Latin American studies, which had nothing to do with creative industries so far. But in my job journey, so to say, I worked a lot for cultural institutions. So I had like this connection from that side. Then I worked for myself in graphic design and web design. So I was on the other side of the creatives. And moving to Hamburg, and then finding this job offer at that time, for me, it sounded like a perfect combination between the both sides I have been working for already. So that's where I ended up there.
Yeah.
For the moment.
And for, for the moment.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. It's an exciting world out here.
Yeah.
For cultural studies, because this is something that I'm also very interested in. And prior to my job here at the Center for Creative Entrepreneurship, I designed cultural programming for a very large tourist destination in Chicago. What does the cultural side of Hamburg or Germany kind of look like when you're developing that, or what were you doing culturally?
In Germany, we have or we tried to sort within the last years the creative industries in 11 different submarkets, which is, I'm not going to number them all or name them all right now, but it's, for example, music, and it's design, and it's architecture, and it's dance, or theater, for example. And so we are always trying to, and you know, it's like the same problem, so to say, between how do you design a program that fits for all? You can't never design a program that fits for all, but we're trying to design programs and attack in some moment, in some sense, problems the creative industry share in Hamburg. And one side is, for example, space. Like to find a space where you can work and you're able to pay is really difficult for any creative in Hamburg, because Hamburg is a very expensive city. Housing is highly expensive, and before 15 years ago, it was even harder to find spaces within the city center. If you wanted to pay less, you had to move to the outskirts for work. And so this is something we are trying to help to solve a bit for creative. That means my institution, they rent spaces and sub-rent them to creatives on a lower price.
Oh, that's great. And the Hamburg government helps fund that initiative.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
This is like one of the. We are completely funded by the Ministry of Culture and Media.
Okay.
With our annual budget.
Yeah, that's fantastic. No, we don't have that here. That would be great to have a ministry of culture. It looks a little different in Chicago. There is definitely still collaboration with the city, but I'm always curious kind of how, the government involvement with improving the culture of cities and the creative industries.
And how is it in Chicago then? The city of Hamburg discovered in some moment like the strength of creative industries as well as an economic sector, so to say. And that's when they started to foster the help or foster creative industries, because they wanted to be, or they still want to be, a spot of attraction for creatives to live and work. And when they realized that this is an important economical force, maybe not compared to automobiles,
Right.
but they started to foster and put money into that. So how is this in Chicago? Is this
yeah, so it's a really great point, and it's something that where I work out of 2112 and Scott Fetters, has been pushing this issue with the city a lot, and they have started to respond that the creative industries is an economic driver, and it's not just about tourism, but it's also about business attraction for creative industries to come and set up shop here, because Chicago is more affordable than New York or LA. There's also more space. Chicago is a massive city land-wise, so there are spaces where you can set up. And the jobs that are created through a lot of that those workforce kind of development initiatives could be helpful for the city. I mean, CineSpace is a massive TV and movie studio here that is growing. I mean, it's kind of unbelievable. So, you know, there's those discussions are still happening. I believe that it's not recognized fully quite yet, in the way that would be helpful. And when you explain or you say to someone creative industries, a lot of people don't understand exactly what that means.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the
Same
music
here.
industry. Like I'm in the music industry. People will say, "Oh, you do play in bands, right?" And the answer is yes, I do. but there are some other things besides just bands that surrounds the music industry. So it's an exciting time to explain to people the importance of the creative industries and helping build infrastructure around that. So, but it's I'm glad that you brought that up, because we are right in those discussions right now about the industry being a creative driver. So what are you excited about for your work, one, and two, like personally, just as we're moving forward with your own art and your own career, and then also just with music works?
Last year, when we were in, as the rest of the world, basically in long extended personal meeting lockdown, I don't know how to say that, like meeting people just digitally, I I realized that I really like meeting people in person and be in contact with people. And I think what I really do like in sense of music works or in the program is, as we're small and we're working together so closely for 3 months, you kind of get to know, and we this time we met twice, and we're going to meet again in 2 weeks when we have our final pitch. And it is so nice to see those startups developing themselves a bit, to see how they work together, to be in contact, to see what goes well and what goes not so well. Every year I think this is something I really like of my job, and to feel that I'm doing something which is not for profit. Like the whole institution where I'm working is not for profit, and I think this is jumping to your next question, something that for me is really important. I'm like, personally, I could not imagine working for a company that is just trying to earn more money and make more money. So because this is like, does not go with my personality and my side on life, and or my view on life and so I don't know. I would like to. What I really like of Music Works is that every year it's getting a bit more international. So it's really great to have you in our connection pool as well right now. I really like this international part. I really like to connect with like-minded people and exchange experiences and ideas. And so I would, in the future, I would like to make this even more bigger, this network.
Yeah, I'm on the same wave as you with creating a kind of a global network within the industries. And I'm really thankful for Lena for connecting me with everyone. It's been great getting to know the creative industries in different countries, and seeing the similarities and learning about how you are supporting your space and even how it works. These things are great for me to to understand better. I also love to travel, so there's a part of me that's like, well, if I keep talking with people from different places, soon I will be in those places and I can talk with those people.
I have the same hope. I think we should just like differ this thought to our bosses. I'm working on that for the last 4 years. I'm not already there, but
the traveling piece is absolutely essential to just the way I want to live my life. So
me too.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it's like I'm talking to somebody who's in Hamburg, and I want to go to Germany. I have not been to Germany. I've been to other places in Europe, but I have not been to Germany. So,
we're going to make that work.
Yes.
Next year.
Next year. I think that's what I keep. Yep. That's what it's going to be. The last thing I'd like to talk about just briefly, and I think it's really important. It was something we were talking about offline, is diversity among the music industry. I know that I talked with Anna from Music Innovation Hub out of Italy, and they're really focusing a lot on how do we create diversity in the music space. And we were just talking about doing that in the startup space. Are there any initiatives that your organization or the government is focused on, or where do you see there could be some success with that?
I just, we were talking offline about that. Like in the last years, we always had kind of mixed teams in our accelerator. This year, and actually it's the first year we have only men founders. Those are small teams, like always of 2 people.
Right.
And we have been talking with them about the issue, and then they are open and they see the problem themselves. It's just like, hey, that's my mate, and we just founded this. But obviously, if we grow, we have an eye on having a more diverse team with us. So that's good, at least. And on the other hand, I just realized a couple of weeks ago when I was talking to someone from the music scene, and she was just like, oh yeah, hey, I would have loved to apply for your program, but then I saw like all the information you needed from me to apply, and then I wanted to make it 120% right, and then I didn't have the time, so I didn't apply. And I was just like, hey, sometimes I feel like that's a different. The men, they were just like, okay, it's 80%. Never mind, I'm going to apply. I'm going to see if it works.
Right. Yeah.
I have been talking to women about that, and
that's interesting.
And we and it's really a kind of a mindset we're not really aware of. But I think. Me being on the other side, I have to start from my side. How do I present the program, and how do I make it accessible so women themselves are going to be attracted by the way I communicate this program? So this is, I feel it's something we as cultural and creative industries supporters should think of, like how do women work and why do they not apply? And it's not like that we had like a lot of women teams that applied for the accelerator, and that's the incubator, and that's another problem. We can't really choose. If you have a program, if you create a program where people apply, you have just a certain amount of applications.
Right.
And it's and I can't say, okay, I just have to dig deeper and I just have to search longer. What we're doing when we're organizing conferences, for example, then we say, okay, we should be 50-50. And if we can't find the speaker, the right speaker being a woman, we have to search longer. So until we find her.
Right. It's a mentality. Absolutely. And you can work hard at getting 50%. And it's something that when I was building programs at Navy Pier, it was easy for me to do it, but because I knew the talent pool, I knew the people and I could reach out to them. And it's a different situation when you're calling someone saying, hey, I'm going to pay you money to come and perform, they'll say, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, exactly.
But to get someone to apply, and that's something that's been talked a lot about with grants here in the city, is that there's kind of a wall where for people who are able to apply. So, that's something that we're working on. I think you just froze. I'm going to take you out. Yeah, so that's something that we're working on. How do you break apart all of the walls for people's ability to apply for grants and help them organize that better. I'm going to bring Claudia back into the stream. It looks like she might still be frozen, but let me see if she's better. Are you good now? Yes.
Am I moving? Okay.
Oh, it's great.
I'm here.
But yeah, so yeah, you heard me. So that's it's we're on the same level here for that as well. And I think it's important too that even you and I having the conversation that helps keep it front of mind of what's important as we take the industry into the future. And I feel like we're like on a spaceship into the future, right? So great. Well, Claudia, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I look forward to when we are able to hang out in person next year.
Yes.
So we'll keep that energy going. Everyone, I'm just gonna put below where you can find Claudia.
Yes,
and
please.
if you have any questions or want to reach out to her because you heard something that was interesting, please reach out to me and I can connect you. So thank you again, Claudia, for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you for inviting me, and a pleasure talking to you like
Awesome.
the last times, and we're going to do that more often in the future.
Great. Well, stick around in the green room and we'll be right back. Well, there you have it, everyone. Claudia Wondratschke from Hamburg, who is building a music incubator program. She is involved with helping music startups. Really interesting and engaging person. I've loved talking with her the past couple of weeks. So if you want to learn more, let me know. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day and that they take care. And we will see you next week. Take care.